Perhaps worst of all, Kamala's mass migrant invasion will destroy our economy, importing tens of millions of, think of it, more illegal aliens than we've ever even thought about taking in. And for me to watch her the other night standing up at a television set saying, with a news conference saying how she's going to all of a sudden get involved at the border. She was the border czar. She did a horrible job. She allowed 21 million plus people to come in, and many of them, and you've heard me say this many times, they came from prisons and jails. They came from mental institutions and insane asylums, and they came from terrorist camps where they trained them to come into the United States, and they come into the United States. Many, many terrorists. We have more terrorists come into the United States in the last 3 years than we have had in the last 30 years. And these are the real terrorists. These are the real ones. We have no idea who they are. They let them come in, just open borders, just the dumbest thing I've ever seen, other than if you're trying to sign them up to vote, which is what they're trying to do. Kamala grants them all amnesty, and she's promised that it will obliterate. She promised them that they're going into Medicare and Social Security. And if they go into Medicare and Social Security, then she's going to kill Medicare and Social Security. And we're not going to let her do that. And I didn't let anything happen to either of them during my 4 years. We didn't raise the age for Social Security. They're going to end up raising it by 6 or 7 years if they get in. With 4 more years of Kamala, you'll have a 1929 style depression. That's sort of the ultimate depression. 1929 was the worst. You don't get worse than that. And it took 25 years to recover, frankly. You know, people say, oh, we recovered with Roosevelt. No, it took 25 years to recover from it. And it was tremendous pain and suffering. And that's going to happen again. And I've been very good at predicting things. The hat says Trump was right about everything. And it wasn't even my hat. I didn't even do it, but somebody made a lot of money. Trump was right about everything. But when I win, the next Trump economic boom begins the moment the polls close in Wisconsin on November 5th. And again, Brian and Tommy and all of the people that have been so great here, we're seeing numbers that a lot of people have never seen, real numbers that a lot of people haven't seen, especially as Republicans. They haven't seen because they want to have our country back. They don't want to have millions of people pouring in that are criminals, that are murderers. Think of it. We had 13, and these are numbers that were never announced because they never wanted to do that. They never really talked about these numbers. They've never done it in many years, but they did here. And I think somebody at, whether it's Border Patrol or Justice, but somebody said it has to be done. It was announced just before she went to the microphone to say that she was going to do a good job at the border. And a lot of people were saying, well, why hasn't she done it in 4 years? Why are you doing a good job now? She's done a horrible job, even where they tried to give it a little bit of a kick 2 months ago, 3 months ago, so they could look a little bit better for the election. They didn't say that they're flying thousands of people over, and those numbers aren't included, or the app, where they have an app that's being used by the cartel leaders, the people that are making billions of dollars. The cartel leaders, think of this, call the app, and they say where to drop the illegal migrants. This is done under their administration. It's nobody's ever seen anything like it. But they said they closed the border, but they didn't say that airplanes are flying over with hundreds of thousands of migrants, dropping them all over the place. And I'll tell you what, the people in these towns are scared. They're scared. Even if they haven't arrived there yet, they're scared. When you take a look at what's happening in Ohio, Springfield, where you have a town of 50,000 people, that's beautiful. It's safe, a great place, idyllic, actually. And now they've, in a short period of time, dropped 32,000 people there. And some of those people are pretty tough people. And the mayor of the town, I don't know him, but he seems like a nice man, but he doesn't want to talk anything. He doesn't want to say anything bad. He wants to be politically correct. And all he says is we're trying to get interpreters because none of the people, virtually none of them speak English. So he's looking for interpreters when he should be looking for people to take them home because this country cannot sustain what's happening to it. We can't sustain hundreds of thousands of people coming in a month, or more importantly, in a short period of time, 21 million plus. We have no idea what it is. You have gotaways. Nobody has any idea, if you include the gotaways, what the number. We can't even really say, with other countries like China, you say it's 1.4 billion. With India, you say it's 1.5 billion. They're big. With us, you don't really know what the number is. You say, how many do we have? Is it 320? Is it 325? Is it 350? Nobody knows. If you go to government agencies, say how many people are in our country, they have no idea. Well, we're going to have an idea very soon. Under my